Yo, so I'm excited to show you the latest update for CareerAider. So this is the current homepage. Your intelligent career co-pilot. From profile building to offer acceptance. Let AI handle the complexity while you focus on what matters, landing your dream role. So there's an option here to request invite or see pricing. So pricing should take us now to here, to the pricing section, which is down below. 10 times faster applications, 95% match accuracy, and AI first smart automation, 24/7 career support. Everything you need to succeed. AI powered tools that work together to accelerate your career and journey. AI powered profile. Connect your LinkedIn, GitHub resume, and more. Our AI builds a comprehensive master profile that highlights your unique strengths. Smart job matching. Get ranked opportunities with perfect fit scores. We analyze roles against your profile and preferences to find your ideal positions. Tailored applications. Generate customized resumes and cover letters for each role in seconds. AI optimized content that highlights relevant experience. Application tracker. Kanban style pipeline to manage your job search, track status, schedule follow-ups, and never miss an opportunity. Automated calendar. Get an actionable calendar with application deadlines, follow-ups, and interview prep blocks. Export your calendar app. Career coaching. Proactive guidance on skill gaps, project ideas, and growth opportunities. Weekly nudges to keep you progressing. If you want to chime in at any point, feel free.
Carry on, carry on.
COO, Mr. COO, Viljoen.
Yeah, no, I just think if you want me to say something on that, just I know that there's so many people out there that are battling to just progress in the workplace. First of all, because you yourself sometimes don't even know what you're capable of. But a lot of us will craft CVs, and I know this because I have been in a position before in my previous job, working in the restaurants where I had to hire people. And often I used to get people just submitting CVs for the sake of trying to just get a job, but not really highlighting their real strengths and their real capabilities. So I believe with AI technology right now that can, for instance, like Eddie says, you link your LinkedIn or your GitHub or your resume, or you even have a chat with it via AI, and it's literally will figure out who you are. Recently, I just had to do a document for a lady in my church where AI also took various people's testimonies of this lady, and the AI literally told this person who she is without her needing to tell me herself who she is because of what other people were saying. So the same thing here. AI can literally tell you who you are without you sometimes even having to tell it too much. And sometimes you will be surprised at just how powerful AI can tell you what your skills and abilities are because you have been hiding behind a resume that wasn't telling the true version of who you are. So I believe this is a powerful tool that we're putting together.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an example here. So this is a chat I'm having with Chat GPT. See if I can find it. Okay, so as an example, this is a chat I'm having Chat GPT. Now, this particular Chat GPT instance has a lot of knowledge about. Well, overall, the system has a lot of knowledge about me and my work and my focuses and everything I'm working on. So if you have a ChatGPT Pro Plus account, it's got memory between sessions, right? So it can build a collective memory. But regardless, so this is a particular chat that I'm having. I just asked it basically to tell me everything it knows about me professionally in terms of my capabilities, knowledge, expertise, capabilities, and abilities in the light of me trying to find income earning opportunities. Specifically, once we're done with this, I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. This is going to be, what is the top 2 titles I should be focused on trying to secure if I want to find remote or hybrid roles? Maybe research or engineering or art or development. Keep in mind my current educational status. I am full-time in school studying applied AI, and of course you know a lot about me other than that. But right now I want to get an understanding of what you understand about me to make sure we're in alignment about where I'm at. Now, this is a really cool prompt. This is outside of what we're working on right now in the sense of I'm just kind of diving into some prompt engineering this is kind of like following up with what you were talking about. But this shows you how now the system can generate a response to explain. This is a tool that anybody can use to if you're out there and you're trying to understand how you can use AI to help you sharpen your career goals and objectives. This is a way that you can do it, and the AI will basically analyze you. Now, you were talking about the reality of things. So this is talking about like my experience. It says you are a web AI systems engineer and an intersection developer, human founder, and futurist. And there's a reason why I'm showing all this, because this is going to get into some of the underlying theory and foundational concepts for how CareerAider was built and its logic and reasoning. So it says you see AI as infrastructure, not as a tool. It's talking about me right now. Build self-learning systems, not apps. And it tells me I think like a lead architect, I execute like sharp CTO, and I communicate like a creative director. So it's like describing me. So then what, and there's I'm getting to the reason why that kind of ties into what you were saying about this idea of how AI can know you in certain kinds of ways. Because then what I did is I did also come in here and I said to it, and this is important because this is getting into how this application was engineered, like on a foundational level, like the theory behind it. So then I said, proceed with the top 3 job titles or positions I need to be looking for right now that I have the highest chance of landing positions for. I'm okay with entry-level style positions, of course, but I'll let you make all decisions. So then it writes back and says, here's the top 3 positions, yada, yada, yada. It dives into a bunch of positions. Then I go down here, and down here I actually clarify something. It says find the top 5 positions. So now it's looking for the top companies and the top positions to look for, like where I should be looking for right now based on its knowledge of me, not of anything else, but it's accurate knowledge. And the next part is very important, because then I said to it, I said, I'm asking it for at this point it's looking for all the available. What it's doing right now is narrowed down the top companies I should be looking for, and now it's narrowing down the top positions at each company. Is that making sense so far?
Yes.
So the next step is I said, based on the above research, give me the top 20, and then I said to it, use everything you know about me to help improve my master resume. And then I said to it, I just want to show you a key point here. I said, hobbyist. So I said, as it's going through here, I said, I would define myself personally as an advanced hobbyist. Others might consider me an expert for clarification. And then I clarified, I said, what do you think? And it says, that's actually an insightful self-assessment. And honestly, I didn't call that accurate humility. Now, what's important about this is the premise for how the AI thinks. So the AI is going to give a person honest feedback based upon what they're doing. And a lot of people, they're working at a cash register, right? Maybe they're working at a movie theater, or they're working at whatever, they're a server. They don't realize the underlying skill sets that they actually have, and that they could actually be leveraging those skill sets to make even more money and produce greater change in the world, right? Accomplishing their greater goals and ambitions. And because there's a lot of people get stuck in like a career spiral or a career freeze. They just kind of, if they happen to get moving, they just kind of get stuck and they're not able to see past the outside of that. Like, does that make sense? Like a fog of war almost.
Yeah.
So the AI is going to give us, so in this, as an example, this AI says, it says you're far beyond a hobbyist in a conventional sense. A hobbyist tinkers. You design, deploy, document, iterate complex multi-agent AI systems, all true, that require professional-grade software architecture, prompt logic, and security awareness. So in other words, yeah, you may be working as a cash register attendant or whatever you're doing, but you've got real skill. There's specific things that you're doing that you need to understand they have value in the marketplace. So it's based out of this seed that inspired the logic for CareerAider. Did you want to say anything before we move on to the next section?
Yeah, Eddie, I just wanted to say that first of all, CareerAider, if I can just put a slight little background behind the name CareerAider and why it makes so much more sense that we came up with that name. First of all, a lot of us, as I said just now, we just jump into a job without the career path or progression or bettering ourselves as part of that plan. Because a lot of people we know will get into careers where they know there's some sort of level of progression that's available. Like they start now maybe as a packer in a supermarket. Then they become the supervisor for that packing department. I think in South Africa we call it merchandising. I don't know what they call it in the States, but you on a merchandiser. Then you can become the receiving clerk. Then eventually you become the person that's in charge of the warehousing. And then from there you might become the manager of the store. And then you might make enough money that you can become the owner of a store. So I'm just giving you sort of like a career path type of thing. I'm just using, I don't know why I use that industry. So the fact that we call this career aider is also the aid part. The AI in it stands for AI, obviously. But the aider part also stands for, like, if you think of a first aider, a lot of us sometimes are in a position right now where we could do with a little bit of fixing up or bettering ourselves because we have been too complacent with where we are and we know we want to be better. We want to make more money, but how do we do it? Well, we've got the how part sorted out for you. It's just a matter of, are you willing to do it? Well, that is where the AI is going to come in and help you, because why? A lot of us are in that brain freeze or that, what's that, writer's block type of mode where I want to, but I don't know how to. I'm sitting with a fog on, as Eddie was saying, the fog there. So the career aider is the thing where we are now going to be able to take you, analyze you through the various methods that it's going to do, and we are going to be able to assist you better apply yourself in the workplace through knowing what you can do and analyzing your skills efficiently, and not just surface level putting yourself out there. We want to go under the water and look at the rest of that iceberg, and we want to show the world who you are. Because why? Grant Cardone said the 10 times method. If you can live 10 times better because you are able to become 10 times better than what you are now, that is what we're hoping CareerAider will help you with. Just on that note, I just want to say, Eddie showed you that he used certain prompts to better determine who he is so that he can come up with this concept of the CareerAider. So what we will do is we'll try and put together some prompts that will help you, because we know not everyone is a ChatGPT expert. So we will have to, I'm going to say this as the COO, I know it's not going to be easy for a lot of people to sort of understand how to use ChatGPT and ask certain questions to get to the developed version of you that we need. So we will sort of give you some prompts. We're going to make it available. And when it is available, we would like you to use it so that you can determine who you are in a better way.
And
AI is taking over the world. There is so many industries that are using AI. I'm just going to say this. Either you can use AI to improve who you are and better your skills, or the people that know how to use it are going to put you out of business. And we don't want that. So let's rather do the first one.
now, Paul, you just touched on a very, very important subject, and you had no idea that you were treading into these waters. Because I want to go back to this, because yes, it is a lot to know how to prompt and know how to do certain things, and this is where I was at here. So I want to take one more step back and take a look back at this. So my original thought was, okay, I'm going to create a spreadsheet, and then I'm going to use that spreadsheet and I'm going to organize all of the different jobs. So I had the AI generate lists I had to work with Gemini to actually generate an actual spreadsheet to keep track of all those. But you're right, Paul. This is a lot to deal with. It's a lot of logic and a lot of different complexities that take a lot of time and energy, right? And then even me, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do a spreadsheet, I'm going to organize it, which was already a very efficient method. But then I thought to myself, well, what if I AI first this? What if I build a system where you don't have to know any special prompts, where you don't have to make any of these decisions? What if we could build something that allowed other people to leverage this technology without having to be a coding expert or an AI expert? And that is where we get to CareerAider. That's what CareerAider is. You don't have to know any special prompting. You don't have to think through the logic and build your systems and make spreadsheets and keep track of all your job applications and the statuses and all those other things. It's all done for you with CareerAider. So that is the revolutionary experience. That's a revolution. That is what makes CareerAider revolutionary. And it's so effective, it feels like magic. And its job is to help you maximize your success. How does it work? 4 simple steps to success. Get started in minutes and let AI do the heavy lifting. 1. Connect your data. Upload your resume, link to your LinkedIn, GitHub, or portfolio. AI extracts and structures your professional story. Discover opportunities. Set your preferences and let our AI research engine find perfect fit roles with detailed company insights and red flag detection. 3. Apply with AI. One-click generation of tailored resumes and cover letters. Track applications through your personalized pipeline. And then 4. Stay on track. Follow your automated action plan with calendar reminders, coaching tips, and interview preparation guidance. So, to answer what you were saying, Paul, what CareerAider is it is because of what you were saying. Most people aren't computer experts. Most people aren't, and even no matter how efficient your system is, it could be still very time consuming. This takes all that away.
That's a very valid point. The time consuming part, because even when people are trying to look for jobs, where and how do they find the time to find those jobs? So I mean, right now, let's say I'm unemployed. I've got all the time in the world, but sometimes my life still gets busy as a parent, as a community member in my church and at the school that I'm working at currently. You still get busy doing other things in life that will distract you I don't want to say I'm looking for a job right now, because me personally, I would rather work for myself, because that's just how I feel. And I'm sure that AI would also come up with that once we get this ready and done. It will probably determine that I'm that type of person, because I just feel like
I mean, clearly
when I work for
you're COO, so
no, no, let me just say this. When I'm working for a boss, I'm in a box, like this little mouse box that I've got here. Now, this mouse was created for a certain reason. But I feel like if I'm like that mouse, I'm still in the box. Because why? When I work for someone else, they don't take me out the box. However, they bought me for the purpose of being a mouse, but they don't allow me to get out the box and work to my potential. Because the fact of the matter is, I have capabilities and talents and skills, but because I work under a boss that puts a limit because of his rules and regulations of his business, he doesn't allow me 100% to be the person he actually employed me to be,
right.
because of certain criteria. Or like when you work for a franchise, I know the franchise.
And also you have, not to cut you off, but also you have no leverage a lot of times. A lot of times people
Yeah.
are stuck in positions, and because the job marketplace is such a disaster and it is almost
Yeah.
impossible to find a job now, it is, and this is all over the place. Because of that, a lot of people feel stuck, and that's
Yeah.
what CareerAider is here for. It
Yeah.
puts the power back in your hands. Now you can be, while you're doing what you're doing, you could have creator going out and looking for you for more different jobs, different opportunities. Because maybe there's an opportunity out there where even like somebody like yourself, Paul, or even myself, who tends not to want to work for other people, but there could be opportunities out there which it would be a huge, amazing experience to work for them. I can think of several companies myself that I would love to work for, right?
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of work to just get the opportunities a lot of times, and that's what creators for. Not to cut you off, but
Yeah, I know. It's I'm just like the last part of that little thing that I was trying to say was, I know there are so many people that work for like franchises. Let's put it that way. In the States, I'm not sure. I'll just use Starbucks for one, or McDonald's, or I don't know what other franchises. You got a lot of them out there. But I do know sometimes the franchise that I work for, current specifically, when I was a manager of my store and I was told to increase sales and increase, feed through the door and this and that, I wasn't allowed to go into social media and post anything. I wasn't allowed to take pictures or videos in the store. I wasn't allowed to go and post social media and post, because the franchise themselves were in charge of that. But they didn't come to my store specifically and do the marketing the way that they could have. However, they expect me to pick up sales in the store
right,
as a
exactly.
manager. So it was like a little bit of, you want this, but you don't want to give this. And that is the thing, like I'm trying to say, is a lot of times you are given the opportunity in a business to work for a boss. However, the skills that you have could be better suited to someone that's going to allow you to use those skills, rather than this one that's going to tell you cannot use those skills. And then you never ever use those skills. And eventually someone says to you, but you could be so much better. And then you say, yes, I could be, but I'm just scared to leave here. And that is the thing that a lot of people are at. I'm scared to jump a job, or I'm scared to change the career now, or I'm scared to go and work for another one because I don't know what's going to happen. Well, hello. AI is now going to tell you where you should be. So stop being scared.
Well said. That's cool. You say things a lot better than I could say them. All right. So why career? Okay, so we need to get rid of this. We're kind of also in this process. We're just kind of going through what CareerAider is. There's things that we're working on. Right now, the system is in beta testing. So to sign up, users would have visitors would have to click the request invite button, and that takes them. It should take them to. We gotta work on that. So that we gotta work on the request invite. We gotta work on the. Anyways, so you're gonna request an invite. You get. Although it has worked because people have been doing it, so I think it's just a problem with my particular browser, possibly. Let's see here.
I think after your last two updates,
Oh,
it
because
hasn't.
I'm already a registered user, so that's not going to work. That only works for people who are not.
But I do believe when I tried to do it as well, it didn't work as well, Eddie. Before I did register, I I did sign up on two accounts, as I told you earlier. I signed up on two accounts. However, I don't go through to the dashboard yet. I don't know why. It's not allowing me to go through to the dashboard.
Request invite. Okay, gotta look at that because. But these must work. Yeah, these work. Cool. So yeah, we'll have to work. We'll work on that bug and get that fixed. But anyways, so it's request access only. Right now, we're going into beta like QA beta testing. So we have some different users who are using the system, testing it, and we're working through that. So why CareerAider? Stop spending hours on applications. Traditional job hunting is exhausting. Let AI handle the busy work while you prepare for what really matters, the interviews. AI analyzes thousands of roles to find your perfect matches. It generates tailored resumes and cover letters in seconds. It tracks every application with smart follow-up reminders. It provides company research with red flag detection. And it coaches you through skill gaps and interview prep. So these are the different plans. So right now it's invite only, choose your career growth plan, start free, and upgrade when you need more power. So this CareerAider is designed to be your lifelong career coach. So it's something you can always have in your back pocket, that you could always be using to kind of just like you could talk to it, update it on projects you have going on. You'll have a public profile, and you can be able to people can view your public profile almost like a digital resume. And we all know how hard it is to keep up your resume. For many people, it's almost impossible, especially once they get into a position they're happy at. They kind of next thing you know, it's been 15, 20 years. Paul, you said it yourself, and you haven't touched your CV, whatever the time frame is, even 5 years,
Yeah,
and not
yeah,
touch your resume, you lose a lot of context.
yeah. And this is also what I'll be honest with you. Unfortunately, I was on both sides of that, right? Because I know that my CV has got gaps in it. If someone really wants to know where my full, um, how can I say, career, where I've worked, all of where I've worked, I'm going to have gaps because of certain circumstances and things that happen in my life. But I've also been on the other side where I've had to accept people's CVs, and I've had to also determine, where and what was this person doing and why didn't they do this and why didn't they do that? Or why is it saying this or why is it saying that? And will they fit or won't they fit the business and things like that? But one thing I can say, I'll be honest with you. It would make it so much simpler for someone looking at a CV where it literally makes the person's skills stand out rather than their history of where they worked.
Right.
Because to me, I want to know what is the person going to be able to do in my company and how are they going to benefit me. And if that is the way the AI can sort of put you across to a business, rather than say, hey, from this time to that time you worked here, from that time to this time you worked here, because that is, again, me as an employer, why must I read all of that? It makes no relevance. I want to know, okay, you worked there, fair enough, but that experience that you got there, what skills did you learn that you can bring here? Yes, I do know in some cases there are businesses, for instance, let's say you are a estate agent right now and you leave the company that you're working at right now. They might have a constraint of trade, or what's it? What's that other term that they use here in South Africa quite a lot? I'm not sure they use it in the States, where you're not allowed to go and work for another estate agent for a certain amount of time because they believe you might take what you've learned here now and
Yeah,
then go and improve another business.
we call that a no compete clause.
Something to that effect. So yeah, I mean, every country may just have something like that. But the fact of the matter is you can still learn skills that they can't tell you not to use somewhere else. You might learn people skills, you might learn marketing skills, you might learn other skills that are, I can't get to the types of skills they call it now. I know there was a term for that as well, but there's skills that you can learn within the business. I'm not talking now about how does this company specifically do their marketing, how does this company, but skills that you as an individual sort of pick up, and you can improve your own skills. From the time that you walk into something and you start learning to the time you leave, there are skills that you literally improve on. So those skills I can never tell you not to go and use somewhere else. I mean, those are, I think they call them interpersonal skills as well. But
Yeah, I mean,
it's just
you're learning how to use, like in your job, you're learning how to use, you happen to be using a computer and you happen to be using Microsoft Office.
yeah,
Right? So
yeah,
those skills are going to carry over. And that is one of the powerful things about what CareerAider does is it seeks to understand what are your actual talents and skills, right? More than just your jobs,
yeah.
more than just all that. What are you
I'll
actually good at, and where would you fit best? And
I'll give you
to do that yourself is almost impossible. You know, most job boards are almost
yeah.
impossible to use. All they ask are basic details, and you really don't know how good of a fit that company is for you, or how good of a fit you are for that company.
I'll give you an example. When I was a manager of the Debonaires where I was, and they sort of laid me off due to like a political party getting involved. Hello. I created a lot of spreadsheets and a lot of documents and stuff like that that made me the success that I was at the store. The day that I left, they actually I created the stuff. I created it. It wasn't theirs, it was me that came up with my ideas.
Mm.
I created it. However, they claimed that because I was working for them, it's their property and I had to give it over to them. Okay, fair enough. Yes, I did create it for the business to make the business better. But from the start, I should have maybe learned a lesson from that and say, listen, yeah, I'm creating documents here, but the day I leave, they will be my processes and my workflows because I came up with them, even though they're improving your business right
Sure.
now. But if I go somewhere else,
Obviously,
I'm allowed to take,
obviously, leaving off proprietary information, of course. But yeah, so
yeah.
basically, yeah,
So,
you've got these other skills, and what we want to do is we want to break through the right now the entire employment marketplace and career marketplace is in a complete disaster and utter chaos right now because it's just flooded with jobs, fake jobs, just filler jobs. It's flooded with what people flooding HR departments with resumes that are completely not connected or to varying degrees. And AI and HR companies are really struggling. How do we process all this? How do we get through this? Well, we can't guarantee anything. You can't guarantee you're going to get a job, right? But what you want to do is give yourself the best chances of finding the best opportunity that fits you perfectly, not just somewhat, but you want a job that you're going to fit with perfectly because you can only have so many jobs. You only have so much time, money, energy, attention, and time. And if you're devoting it to things to a particular position or a particular opportunity just because it's the best one you could find with your very limited amount of time, well, then you're pretty much guaranteed to be undervaluing yourself. But if you had a more efficient system that could go out and find you the perfect job and continuously do that, now you're talking about, now you have real leverage in the marketplace. And next thing you know, you're going from making $15 an hour to $30 an hour to $60 an hour, $200 an hour, $500 an hour, $1,000 an hour. Right? There are people who make that, but that's because that pathway, it's there. There are pathways, but they're very, very hard to find. So that is the power of what we're doing here with CareerAider. It unlocks the ability for any person to be able to have full control over their career ladder and make their own decisions. You don't have to work at a place you don't want to work at anymore because you've got CareerAider out there getting you more job interviews. And next thing you know, you've got interviews lined up. Somebody wants to hire you for this job or this job. And next thing you know, or this project, and those projects turn into businesses or whatever. But this is, I believe CareerAider has the potential to completely disrupt and unlock the entire career space. And I don't say that lightly, but I do believe that is
Well, Eddie,
that what's happening here has the potential to do that.
well, Eddie, let me just use my own personal experience as a little bit of a reality check for a lot of people. For those that don't know, obviously that might see this video when you post it and stuff like that. About it's October now, so what's July? Let's call it a year and July, August, September, October. Yeah, about a year and 3-4 months ago, I was involved in a motorbike accident on my way home from what we in our restaurant had the busiest day. We call it a Wacky Wednesday for the brand. I'm sure if you really want to go and search the term there, you're going to know what brand I work for, but I won't mention their name now. Any case, it was in the restaurant industry, as I said. Now, if anyone knows the restaurant industry and being a manager in that alone is a job that sort of takes you away from your family because of the reality of the job.
Yes.
Yeah, the reality of the job.
Yeah, you're making pretty decent money, relatively decent money, but
the fact of
your demands are extremely high.
But the fact,
every penny.
The fact of the matter is, I knew a certain set of skills that I could use to remotely create things that I could then help other companies, other than just one company in one location. Now, what happened was, on my way home, I was in the bike accident, and the whole right side of my face was crushed, and I literally could have lost my life. My family would have been without me. I was the only breadwinner, and this is a situation that I believe maybe some other families are in, where potentially you only have one person that can earn an income. But because you're working in one location and that is the only source of income you have, and let's say something like what happened to me could have happened to you, you're going to be in a problem. However, this is a nice thing I do like about AI, a CareerAider, is because potentially it could tell you your skills. And what happens if it could find remote jobs that could use those skills? That means you could do it in the comfort of your own home, and you could even have your family around you still spending time with you, and you're not losing out on that precious time with your family. Because I think a lot of people, as Eddie was saying now, you're making good money. Yes, that's providing for your family, but the other thing that they want from you, besides, let's say, a present, let's call this a present, they want your presence in their life. Because a lot of us buy our family, we buy the happiness, but we don't give them the happiness, if I can put it like that. And in this case, I believe this is going to give us the tool to give back what our families deserve from us. The ability for us to be better at what we do, how we do it, where we do it, and why we are doing it, which is then to look after ourselves and our families in a better way. Work smarter, not harder. And this is where it's coming in.
And it's not easy. It's not easy to have to do all those things. You got to work. You got to take care of the family. You got to do all these different things. And then sometimes you got to find also time to continuously improve and not get stuck in a rut. You got to find, and it's enough keeping up with the basics, much less. And so a lot of people do get stuck. You know, I mean, so like
that's why
because
that's why
go
that's
ahead.
why I like the fact that we're building in the career guide assistance, because there again, it can tell you, hey, maybe you need to improve this skill, or maybe you need to improve that skill, or it can tell you, hey, maybe the next step to the next job is to just, tweak this or tweak that. So I like the fact that that is also there. That assistant is going to help you, guide you where you need to go.
Yeah, so exactly. So like the choose your career path, growth and plan. Start free, upgrade when you need power. So we're gonna have, like I said, CareerAider is designed to be your lifelong career coach. So in order to accomplish that, what we're doing is we have a free tier. So the free tier is $0 forever. It includes 3 active applications, 30 AI actions per month, and a basic tracker. Okay. Then we do have the pro plan. Now the pro plan is for like people who are like, maybe you're, so like this is really powerful because, and don't forget, this is also going to have, it's going to have, let's see if this is working yet, because I was working on this feature branch. Okay. So there's an issue with that page. For going to the pricing page. Technical demos are always crazy. Let me just go through the pricing page. I believe this one works. So we just, no, there's an issue with pricing. But anyways, we'll dive into the price. But basically, this is the kind of like summary right now as it is. So these are the major differences. So then you have the pro plan for $29 a month. It includes 20 active applications, 300 AI actions per month, plus calendar, plus resume AI, and email automation. So this is for like people who are kind of actively wanting to get out and make and see what's out there, to kind of test the waters. There's no commitments to these. You can subscribe and cancel anytime. But like I said, you always have the free, and the free does, and all the plans come with something that's really, I think, really powerful, which is the public profile. So like, one of the things that I've been doing since I've been making shifts in my career goals and ambitions and kind of heading down the path that I've been on is I wanted to document my process. So as a web developer and software engineer myself, I thought I'm going to build my own profile. So I built a basic profile for myself that has like, where I can share like articles or whatever, just information about me so people can learn more about me. They can come to my resume page. They can see my resume. They can download my resume. They can learn about me and my philosophy, right? So this is an example of something that you can do, but it does take a lot of time. So all the plans come with a free public profile. So that way you have your own space that you can share as a link. That's not LinkedIn. I do believe very soon that people will begin asking for what is your CareerAider link profile, right? A simple profile that's a digital resume. It just shares your professional experience. And by the way, it's automated automatically by the AI as you learn and grow. So this is a resume you don't have to manually do all the time. So now you have a resume that you can take and you can download it, and also you can use it. The system uses it to build custom resumes for each individual job, and we know how important that is. So then we have the pro plan, that's $29 a month. So and this includes 20 active applications, 300 AI actions per month, calendar plus resume AI builder, and email automation. And then we have the pro plus, which is $79 a month, 100 active applications, 1,000 AI actions per month, automations plus telephone AI, which we'll dive into the telephone AI system, which this is built already to be it's already integrated. So once telephone AI launches to the public, then you'll be able to use telephone AI to automate your text messaging, your emails, and your voice systems. So you could have the AI reaching out potential employers with follow-up texts, with information, touching base, that kind of stuff. The kind of stuff that you want to do to make yourself really stand out, you can use telephone AI integration to connect, and the system can automatically handle all that for you automatically. So, and then also a dedicated manager as well. So ready to get early access. Join hundreds of professionals soon to be hundreds of professionals request invite. So some of these request invite links are working right now, some are not. So we need to fine tune those. So we're going to be, by the time this video gets released, we'll have those working. So let's dive in. You want to take a look at it? You got anything else to say before we jump in?
You can jump in because I know we need to, in the next half an hour, be on the other. Let me not mention the name.
Yes, sir, Mr. COO. All right, so welcome to the CareerAider dashboard. This is a user dashboard. It's the first user dashboard ever. It's actually for me, and I'll be honest with you, I'm super excited to use this app myself. That's when you know, to me, that you've hit something that has a lot of power. When you yourself are excited to use it. Now, yeah, so long story short, so I'm looking forward to using this because with this tool, this unlocks a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have otherwise had, right? And how I use those opportunities are going to be various, but this is where it starts, the CareerAider dashboard. So you can see at the top it says, "Welcome back, Eddie." And it says, "Here's your career journey at a glance." So now I can come here and I can see here I'm at level 1, 0 points. I have not set up my profile yet. We're actually in this video going to test some new feature releases and dive into this process together, which hopefully, fingers crossed, goes well for the product, for the demo. But you can see here it says streak 1. So what we've done is we've gamified career progression. This takes your real life and helps you see it in the way that I believe we should all look at our lives, as if we are the main characters, because you are the main character of your story. Believe it or not, that is you are the main character. So a lot of people live a life and never realize that, right? They live their lives and they don't realize I'm the main character. Like, in other words, there's an old saying that says, if your life was a movie, would people pay money to go see it? Right? So there's a lot to that philosophically, but I'm not going to get into that at this point. So you can see here we have this progression kind of section. I'm not going to go here yet because we'll dive into that. But this is actually, you know what? I'll go just dive in. So what you're about to see, because it's not been set up yet, this is the progress tracker. So this will show you visual displays displaying your particular progression in your career ambitions. And this is important not just to be able to see your progression as you grow, but also to keep your eye on the Northern Star. For everyone has their own North Star. Everyone has their own kind of like, and actually, you know, a lot of people have never even thought about this. What is your longest term ambitions and goals? Like, if you can imagine what your longest term ambition and goals, what is that? And a lot of people don't really think about that, especially in their day to day. So next thing you know, they're working a job they hate with people they can't stand, and they're working for 40 hours a week, waiting for the weekend. And then they're also waiting for retirement. Like, that's a lot of people who have jobs, this is how people live their lives. What we want to do is put that on its head. So we're going to dive back into the dashboard real quick. So did you have anything to share on that before we move on?
No. I think it's, it's nice to have all of the features built in that we currently have, because remember, I know, for instance, let's say you are looking for work, right? Sometimes you can lose track of where you've been, who you've applied for, what you've applied for, or you even just lose track totally of everything. Sometimes you wake up one day and you say, I don't feel like going out looking for the job today or whatever. But I think this is a nice way because as you said, it also links your calendar and stuff like that. So, if there's certain applications that need to be in by a certain time or whatever, it will always, I believe, prompt you to sort of take action that you need to take action on. Because I
Yeah.
can tell you now, often the person that's looking for work is someone that's literally down and out emotionally, if I can put it that way, and mindset wise. Sometimes it could be that you fall into that little bit of a hole and you just need a little bit of a nudge. So I believe having something like this that could potentially just lift you up a little bit, pick you up, nudge you in the right direction, coach you a little bit, tell you what the next step is, help you. You got a tracker, you can stay a little bit accountable to it and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a huge plus for you.
Well said. So let's dive into some more, kind of like the homepage here. So you can see here 0% profile complete. So the AI is saying it needs more information. And by the way, this might change over time because the AI is going to want to be more aware of what's going on. So if it's been a while since you've interacted with the AI, it's going to lower your profile completion rate. This is a feature we're integrating in the process, and part of this video transcription is going to be aiding in that process. So
Yeah.
then we have zero perfect matches. Zero perfect matches, sorry. So obviously I haven't set my profile yet. You can see here, complete your profile. We're going to dive into that in a minute. But this will just show you like perfect matches, in progress, and upcoming tasks. You can see here will be a list of top opportunities. And then there's this card that says application pipeline. 0 interested, 0 applied, 0 interviewed, 0 offer. And here we could click on manage applications, which would take us to our applications page. So up next is our profile page. So our profile page we're extremely proud of because of how it integrates everything into the AI's logic nexus, or its brain. So this is able, from this area here, you can do things like upload a link to your portfolio, right? So if I come to, like, I just so happen to have a portfolio, other people may not, but I could come to my portfolio and I could click here. I could copy that link, and then I can go into here and then click on here and just simply paste that link. And I could just say, professional portfolio. Now, a lot of people don't have a professional portfolio. That's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and load this in, or try to. We just literally launched this feature. We're going to see if it says link added, content added. Okay. I'm just going to ask it, did you get my link for my professional portfolio? Because it's maybe a bug. It should be showing up here in the sources, but it's not. So this is all, okay, so obviously we've got work that needs to be done. The AI is not responding yet. We've been working on scaffolding this, so some of these features are not yet deployed. So that's not working, and the file is not showing up here. But once this is finished, once the wiring is done on this, your link will show up in the sources, and you could add, for instance, upload your resume. You could upload your resume here. So like I have my resume, I'm going to test it and see if it works. So let me just see here. I've got my resume saved to my computer, so I'm just going to go ahead and open that and click on upload and process. Failed to upload. Okay, so, and then we're also adding a feature here where you can also connect to like chats with other AIs. As an example, I mentioned that I have this chat going where I'm talking about my career goals, right? So I could take this, I could click share, and hopefully this will load. Okay, cool. So I could click share and click copy link, go back to CareerAider, and I could share an AI conversation. Oh, I got to export. Interesting. Okay, so export data. So you would go ChatGPT settings, data controls. Now I should be able to add this as a link. So if I go here and I paste that here, I'm going to say ChatGPT career conversation. Connect link. See if that works. Link added fetching content. So that will show up here in the sources, and then the AI will be able to, you'll be able to interact with the AI, talk to it about the files that you uploaded so it can update its knowledge about you. So then based on that, we have, and we're also missing the chat bubble is missing. So this should also be a chat bubble. Let's see here. We're going to do this together. So you're going to see a little prompt engineering I'm doing right now. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. Okay, so a couple issues we found. What was the first issue we found?
It's not uploading the LinkedIn. It's not uploading the CV.
Still uploads and links did not upload. It may not have actually done that in the last update. Uploads and links still not working. Not adding to sources list and the AI chat in the profile section. And the profile section is there but unresponsive. Okay, so some people might like some prompt engineering here. Let's see. So you're kind of seeing like some of the behind the scenes engineering that we're doing for the system. So it's kind of hopefully kind of like find this somewhat interesting. But this is kind of how part of our process is for how we integrate logic into the system. So let me see if we can tidy this up so we can at least get the demo look a little more functional for whoever might be watching. But this is the basic concept of the app. So you have then you have applications. This will show applications that you have going and their statuses. So you'll be able to see that. Obviously, I have no applications yet to this account. Then we have, of course, our AI, the actual assistant interface. And this is where you can actually talk to the AI. Actually, you know what? I missed something on that output, on that message. Because also the AI chat bubble was missing. So we need to fix that. So then, of course, we have our progress page. This will show you like a gamified progress tracker of your statuses and how you're moving through your career goals. And then there's documentation, which helps you understand how to use telephone AI. Kind of, actually, these are going to be some internal documentation. I'm not sure how much of this is going to be available. Yeah, telephone AI is optional integration. Okay, so overview. A telephone AI integration guide. So this is how telephone AI integrates with CareerAider. So developer documentation for optional communication automation. Telephone AI's optional integration for automated outreach, email, SMS, voice. CareerAider AI works fully without it. Users can draft, plan, and manage their own job search end to end. Then there's details here for integration purposes, which we're going to be integrating fully into the application. So that will all be handled on the back end. So that is the current status of CareerAider. History in the making.
Yeah, lots of work still to do. As everyone can see, there's a lot of bugs, so it's not gonna, in any instance, I think it was about 2 or 3 days that we came up with this concept when Eddie and myself were talking. So what you're seeing now that Eddie just showed is a space of 3 days of sort of putting it together. So if anyone knows anything about websites, coding, application building, and stuff like that, it's not going to be perfect like after 1 or 2 or 3 days. There will always be bugs and things that need to be fixed. But as you can see, the concept of what we're trying to put together is what we're trying to show you is the the ease of what it will eventually, when it all works together the way it should, the ease at which you will be able to use the app to better find the right or the ideal job that will fall in line with who you are as a person. And that is basically what we're trying to put together. Yeah, as Eddie said, his idea came from that chat of his with ChatGPT, where he asked it to tell me what this and that and that and that, yada yada yada, as Eddie says. And then it came down to the bottom where Eddie said, no, if he can do this for himself, why not help other people with the same, sort of a way that they can improve who they are. So, Eddie could have kept it to himself, but the fact that he's willing to put it out there and share it with other people, it just it's a powerful tool that I believe, as I said, there's a lot of people out there that could do with this, and I know that it will be valuable.
So with that, we're going to sign off. But I will say, for anybody who's watching, if you're interested in learning more, you'd like to maybe even test it, we are opening up the doors for an opportunity to get an invite into the application. Right now, it is invite only. So in order to get that invite, all you have to do is go to CareerAider.com, CareerAider.com, and then you just simply come down here and click on request invite. You can come here, check it out. If you have any questions, just reach out. Happy to answer whatever questions you have in the best way we can. And we hope that I hope that this changes a lot of lives for the better. That it gives, I think so many people are, how do you say, I think many people have a negative perspective of the world because they've been taken advantage over so many times, and they feel like that they've broken their back and they've done all these things without any true honor or respect or gratitude, or and many people find themselves in different ruts, especially in our careers. Our careers are a big part of who we are as people. The things that we work on, the things that we do. And a lot of people very easily at various times in their lives find themselves in places where they just like, man, I feel like I could be doing better. I feel like I should be doing better. And they don't know what to do. And it is a scary world out in the employment marketplace. It's a disaster right now. It is a complete and total disaster. And I believe that CareerAider is going to change many people's lives for the better and put the power in their hands to control their own destinies and hopefully change the world in a positive, meaningful way. So, yeah. Did you have anything else to say before we wrap up?
No, 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 no. We've already said quite a lot, so I'm not going to sort of, sometimes when I have a thought, I can start talking like a pastor at a church service. Not that I have anything against pastors, don't get me wrong. I just feel that, when I get positive and when I get pumped up about something, I
Well,
can
pump
I
us
can
up on
go
the
on
way
for
out,
days and
Paul.
days and days.
Pump us up on the way out, CEO Paul. Paul Viljoen.
No, but all I do want to say is, like I said just now in my previous thing, is this is it's going to be life changing. Guys, we are in the development stage right now. So whatever bugs and things that we are finding or hiccups that we're finding, like a child. I mean, I could show you my baby boy here and use that as an example. But children as babies go through a phase where, as parents, when we feed them, we need to give them a little bit of a wind to get the hiccups out. That's basically what we're going through right now. We're in that phase of the business right now where there's going to be those hiccups. Every time we give it something to digest, sometimes it might not function the way we want it to function. We got to figure out why and we got to fix it. But when this is, as I said, going to be working, it's going to be fully functional. All I'm going to say is stay tuned. I say more because I can tell you now, you are going to change the world, because this is going to help you do that. If I could wake up every day and help others be better than they were yesterday, that is the type of thing I want to do, because why must I go through the world and have people complain around me all the time when potentially I could be the one that will help them improve who they are? But if I keep quiet about it and I say nothing, then they're going to keep on complaining. And do you want to live in a world where people around you keep complaining? Or do you want to live in a world where people around you are saying, you helped me? That's what we want to do.
Well said. Well said. Well, on that note, man, we're going to wrap things up for tonight's session. Hopefully, if you watch this video, hopefully you enjoyed the kind of tour, the behind the scenes aspect of getting a chance to see how we're developing CareerAider and understand kind of the fundamental processes of why it's revolutionary, why it's going to change the world, and why it's going to make your life better if you use it. I would looking forward to seeing you all on the other side. We are going to be building out support community. The idea is you're going to be able to basically connect with other people around career focus, like your career focused goals possibly, and be able to connect in those kinds of ways. That's down the pipeline. But we think that I truly believe this is going to revolutionize the world and disrupt the entire career and hiring industry. And the truth is whether you like it or not, AI is here. And AI is changing the world, and it's changing the world faster than we can even imagine. We could probably go on about that topic. I mean, it's at the point now where it's like, you have a lot of companies, they'll say, "Oh, your resume is flagged for AI." Smart companies today are looking for people who are using AI. And this is the important thing. It's not. And what is it you say? What is it we say? What is it they'll say? It's not AI that's going to take your job.
Um, it's
It's it's people
The
who
thing
use.
is, there's a saying that the people that don't know how to use AI are going to lose out to people that know how to use AI. Because the fact of the matter is, there is so much I mean, even here in South Africa right now, the minister in our government, of the country, the Minister of Education even made a comment the other day that if teachers aren't even adopting AI in schools now, so if they're even allowing teachers to introduce it in schools right now, imagine now how the whole education of even our children nowadays I'm talking about South Africa. I'm not sure if they're doing the same overseas in the States, but I know if South Africa, being a third world country, is already saying to its teachers, hey, use AI, then I'm sure everywhere else in the world, AI is taking over as well. So, I mean, we've got to be clever. China is making apps and stuff all the time. I'm sure the Russians are doing the same. The Indians are doing the same, because all these countries that have good people with technology, they're going to come up with something about AI that should or could improve people's lives. So yes, as Eddie says, if companies are not adopting it or allowing people that know how to use it to work for them, and even if their CVs are saying that they used AI, then they clearly just don't know where AI is going to take the world. So if you are a person that is into AI or has used AI and you know that you've seen potentially what it can do for you, why not, as Eddie says, jump in and let it see what it can help you do in your business career, if I can put it that way, going forward, because it will show you who you can be and a better version of who you can be.
Well said. So I want to just say one last thing because we are now at the end of our official kind of like walkthrough. This has been a Q&A, a QA, quality assurance kind of like walkthrough with the application. You've seen a lot of behind the scenes work that we're doing into developing CareerAider. Now, with that said, this is going to be the end of the official kind of walkthrough and introduction. But I want to invite you to hang out with us in the studio as we continue on. And you'll get firsthand behind the scenes experience of how we're developing it. And this is basically a continuation of what we've done up to this point, but we're going to be kind of diving under the hood and really going into the testing and development cycles that we're doing. So hang in there. Once again, if you've stuck with us to this point, it's been great having you. We'll definitely encourage you to feel free to stay with us during this next part. If you'd like to see some behind the scenes work and hear us ramble and talk about things, you're welcome to do so and kind of peer over our shoulders as we're developing this application. So, do you want to say anything else now that we're moving into studio time?
Eddie, we got to get on that other call in 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah, on Google Meet. They gave a Google Meet link.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
We can do the studio
So
time. We can do the studio time.
what we'll do is we'll just finish up this 5 minutes. I'm going to do. I actually am generating a new all the improvements. So we'll go through those tests real quick for the next 5 minutes and kind of wrap up for today for the studios from the behind the scenes studio session. So hang in there with us if you want to, folks. Feel free to peer over our shoulders and take a look. I think it's really helpful. I'm an open source developer, so I do a lot of my work open source. Now, open source doesn't mean I share everything in my development flows or my work, but I'm not afraid to share my screen and share as we're developing different portions of different applications. And I think this is especially important so that people can understand what's behind CareerAider, because I think there's a lot of mystery in AI, and people people are busy living their own lives. People don't want to become not everybody wants to become an AI expert. So it can be very mysterious with AI applications, what's actually going on. And that's kind of what this is going to be helpful for. So hopefully you enjoy it. So I just published the new changes. So hopefully we'll be able to experience some of those changes together.
Eddie, you also need to let in the people that have got invites. Like I've got 2 profiles that have sent invites, and I'm not able to use the app yet. So just check why that's not allowing me yet.
Yeah, right now we're finishing up some security protocols. So there's some basically the app is completely locked down. Until there's some important security things that we're working on before we can open it up. But don't worry, if you guys sign up out there, we will try to get you into a list. It's kind of a limited access initially to very few people, and then we're slowly rolling it out. So let's take a look here. Okay, so it nuked the top announcement, and it still didn't bring back the chat bubble. So that's already messed up. All right, so let's take a look at my opportunities profile. See if we can upload something right now. So I'm gonna try to upload my resume. No file provided. Yeah,
How
so
so? So it's not even reading that you uploaded the file there. I mean, hello.
yeah. No bueno, no bueno. None of the issues were fixed. Well, let me just check the AI, see if the AI is working. Test. Yeah, none of the issues were fixed at all. Okay, let me just do this real quick. Generate a report on why this is. For review. All right, so let's see what the AI has to say. I said none of the issues were fixed. Generate report for analysis. For why this was.
Well,
How much time do we have?
it's like already, we're supposed to be in that meeting already.
Okay, all right, guys, well, we're going to wrap up. Hope you guys have a great one. We'll talk soon. Be good.
Cool, man. Cool. I'll see you on the, it's a Google Meet link. So I'm just going to log on to